Hello, my name is Tara, and today I'm going to be talking to you about short term and long term missions. I just want you to understand the benefits and the hindrances of long term and short term missions so that they can actually have effect on the communities that we go and visit, places across the world um, that we're going to try and help. When I was in a position of leadership, I went on a mission trip to Haiti. It was in 2016. We went for a week. I went with a group that had established a relationship with a long-term missions group that was there. We stayed in the mission house. We went into the community every day. We worked in orphanages. We did most typical things that most people do on mission trips. That experience for me personally was really great. There was a lot of restoration and a lot of healing, but I don't feel like there was any true lasting impact on the people that I was there with. That almost sounds bad or negative to say, but honestly, I didn't feel like there was just anything that was really lasting for them like it was for me. I felt like the trip was more for me. Most believers want to make a difference. We want to go out into the world. We want to make amazing things happen for the kingdom. So, really, the point of all of this is really just to let you guys know that there is a place for both, but we just want to look at the benefits of both and the hindrances of both, and we want to see what is more effective and what's God calling you to do. Is God calling you to do either of these things? If so, let's check our hearts and check our motives before running into the mission field. So, first and foremost, why should it matter? Why do missions matter at all? Isn't helping? Not necessarily. There is an article that that I've read. It's called "Why You Should Consider Canceling Your Short-Term Mission Trips." And within this article, it's talking about how generosity can end up hurting instead of helping, and talks about creating unhealthy dependency for the people in the community on people coming in for missions. And sometimes our generosity does hurt more than it helps anything. See, the issue is when people go in, like when the disaster happened in Haiti, we began to send rice to Haiti. Well, rice is their main production. So we were sending in all of this American rice. Their rice fields were beginning to come back, and now suddenly they can't make a living because our import is still going in. That's an issue for them. That actually keeps them in poverty instead of helping them get out. So dependency on us by the government has now affected those in their communities. Um, and then there's also that idea of, like what I was saying earlier, the benefit of it is really more for us as the visitors in short-term missions than it is for those who are actually going to visit. It ends up being more of me. I need to encounter Jesus here, and I need to see things happen for me here, than us going and being the hands and feet of the kingdom. Um, because I don't want to bash short-term missions, I do want to talk about their place. They can be a refreshing thing to long-term missionaries who are stationed there. You can go in and encourage them and partner with them, give them resources to help them continue moving forward and doing the work that they're doing. And it absolutely is important to do short-term missions, but it shouldn't be inconsistent. You should want to, or not want, you should aim to be there consistently over the course of a couple of years. So it should not be a one and done type deal. If you're going to do short term missions, if you're not going to stay for a year or more, you need to go in and go in at least once every couple of years, if at all possible, to partner with those people. How long do I have to stay to be considered long term? Like I said, a year or more is going to be best in that scenario. Why does long term seem more effective? You're actually engulfed in the community. You actually get to know the people around you. You begin to eat with them. You work in their homes. You work at their businesses. Whatever it is, you're actually engulfed in the culture. And whenever you're engulfed in the culture, you build relationship. That's how Jesus did it. That's why mission work is so important. It's much less about just you being there and sharing the gospel. It's the practical needs of the people. What are you doing to meet practical needs? If they're starving and you're just throwing the Bible at them, nothing is happening. There is no benefit there. They need practical resources to survive here in the natural as well as in the spiritual. If you look at just the facts of it, Africa has received 1 trillion in benevolent aid in the last 50 years, and per capita income is now lower, life expectancy has stagnated, and adult literacy is lower. So all of those things that you are trying to fund, sometimes it doesn't actually get where it needs to go. It says 85% of aid money flowing to African countries never actually reaches target areas, and these are just examples. Um, there's another example from the same article that I was referring to earlier, why you should consider canceling your short-term missions. U.S. missions teams who rushed into Honduras to help rebuild homes destroyed by Hurricane Mitch spent on average $30,000 per home. Homes locals could have built for $3,000 each. Finally, the last fact from this article, that it was, again, just examples of what I'm talking about here. The money spent by one campus ministry to cover the cost of their Central American missions trip to repaint an orphanage would have been enough to hire 2 local painters and 2 new full-time teachers and purchase new uniforms for every student in the school. The issue and the hindrance with small-term missions is it doesn't always meet the practical need. Long-term missions can meet the practical need as well as the spiritual need. I'm not saying that short-term missions cannot, because they absolutely can. You just have to be consistent with them. It can't be a one and done deal. It's really cool because the pastor I went to Haiti with, he's a very consistent man. He goes every 1 to 2 years, as much as he possibly can. There's been times where he's visited twice in 1 year. He's going to the same community. People there know him. He's meeting practical needs. It's a really awesome thing to see, and that's where short-term missions are effective. Long-term missions, I believe, are more effective. When you're going in, you're staying there, you're actually a part of the community. And just to wrap all of this up, I just want you to imagine that a group from some foreign country decided to come visit America. And they called you up and they said, I want to preach at your church. I want to stay in one of your homes. I want to have a day of sightseeing while I'm there, and maybe feed you, some of our food, or just feed you someday while we're there. Do you really think they'd be coming for your benefit? Or would they really kind of just be coming for their own? Just to say they've been somewhere. Just to say that they got to help somebody, maybe. We want to make sure that our hearts are in the right place before we take any type of mission trip. We want to make sure that it's not about us being seen, but about Jesus being known. And so I just want to encourage every single person that's watching this, check your heart, know why you're going, understand the purpose of missions in general, flat period, whether you're going short term or long term. Be led by God completely in whatever way you decide to serve, whether it be foreign domestic missions, long term, short term. It's completely however God leads you. But if you're going to do it, do not do it for your own benefit. Only do it to serve and benefit the kingdom. Thank you. God bless you. Have an amazing day.